What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy Tommy G here with the Week 9 TMZ edition of Stay Cashin. On Wednesdays, we talk about all the hot topics going on in the NFL and in the other sports. And today we have a lot to talk about. I am actually having major technical difficulties that I didn't fix from Monday. So I'm on my phone. So I don't have my normal navigation station here. So Bill Rupp, I will start with you. In case I drop out, you may take the lead as the host here. So what do you think about everything that's going on in the world? We'll get topic by topic, but how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Waiting for the outcome on the New Jersey governor race. Still close. I don't know how the sports betting thing didn't pass for us to bet on college sports. It's ridiculous. Who would vote no for that? Like, what idiot can go and vote no? We have gambling anyway. What the fuck is the difference? Makes no sense. Other than that, Ruggs seems to be in deep shit. Drunk driving, never a good thing. The person who always drinks and drives never always survives, and that's just how it goes. Took a life. Very sad. Guy's career's over, and his life, as he knows it, pretty bad.
Everything's done. We're going to talk about that in a second. First, let me get to the Night Ghost. What up, Ghost?
Afternoon. Pleasure to be here as always. Can't wait to see where this show goes today. Can't wait to take our victory lap. It's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun. And there's someone here to join us today who I wanted to make sure to get in right from the very beginning, because he was very adamant to call me a donkey and all the names, the very, very rude names, very offensive conversations that Mr. Brian Healy was having with me about my idiocy of picking the Braves. So I see you're here so you don't get fined, Mr. Healy. How are we doing, my friend?
Just here so I don't get fined.
I feel like you're in the principal's office right now.
Oh, Healy, we're going to have fun on this show when we get to topic 2. But for your own benefit, Healy, what I'm going to let you do is we're going to talk about some hot topic stuff first so that we could ease into the shit stomping that me and Night Ghost are going to unleash on you. So let's start it with Henry Ruggs. We'll get to OBJ and we'll get to Aaron Rodgers in a minute. But this Henry Ruggs situation, Bill already touched on it to start the show. He basically was driving 156 miles per hour, I think they said, Bill?
Yeah. At 4 a.m.
156 miles per hour at 4 a.m. The second I saw the time of the incident, you basically knew immediately that it was fucking drunk driving and he was fucked. But it brings forth a conversation, one, about how quick your life can change, especially when you're one of these professional athletes and you have the whole world in the palm of your hands. The question everyone always asks is, why the fuck are these people driving themselves when they could afford chauffeurs, limos, and Ubers? And I know the answer. I know exactly why it is. Does anyone know what the reason is that they all do it?
It's stupid.
Stupid, says Ghost.
I mean, no one's going to leave their fucking car behind. The guy's got a fucking, $400,000 car with a woman. Think he's going to call an Uber? No.
Exactly. These guys aren't going to fucking go make a shit ton of money, go buy $150,000 to $400,000 cars, and then take a fucking Uber X out. They want to show off their cars. That's why. Any one of us who've ever bought a nice car, we're the same way. The difference is these fucking idiots are going out like you're Henry Ruggs. You're an NFL football player. Everyone knows you're a multimillionaire. You can show pictures of your fucking car to the girl you're trying to bang. Do you really think that chick Healy's trying to fuck Henry Ruggs because he drives a Corvette? Or is it because he's the wide receiver for the fucking Vegas Raiders?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Vegas Raiders. And to be honest, they're probably up to shit they want no one to find out about. So they don't want an Uber picking them up and have somebody else. They know that they're picking them up from girl number 3's house and, heading to girl number 4's house. And he's just driving himself. He's just making bad choices. I also saw he had a loaded handgun in his car as well.
I mean, these guys just need to understand their football careers are like fucking 5 to 7 years. Like, you got a small window to go make fucking hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't risk this fucking type of shit. And he fucking killed 2 people. He killed, well, not 2 people. He killed a person and a dog, which I feel like it's kind of 2 people. But I mean, Ghost, is he going away for life now? Is he going to get off because he's an athlete? What do you think the outcome of this is?
Regardless, his life's over. I mean, this happened in hockey 10 years ago, and he wound up getting off. The people didn't press charges, but I can't see how he gets out of this. His life as he knows it is over. That's it.
I kind of beg to differ. I think he'll be back in the NFL. He will do a little bit of time. He will pay fines. He's 22 years old. Me personally, I can say I drove drunk when I was 22. The only difference is I didn't have a car that went 200 miles an hour. It was stupid. I shouldn't have done it, but I did. And he'll be back. I mean, we all forget what happened all these years ago. Didn't J.R. Smith have a similar situation where he killed somebody
Here
or
in
something?
Jersey.
You know, like,
Right here in Jersey, he did.
weren't there similar situations, Healy, like about this, you know?
Bruce
So
Jenner.
Dante Stallworth happened, but the individual was jaywalking. So it was kind of deemed it wasn't his fault. Where this is just, he's popped. I think realistically, I think best case scenario for him is 2 years in prison. But I think there's upside to stick him for 20.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he'll get that much just because he's young. I don't know. I do believe he will be back. Michael Vick came back. All these guys come back. A couple of years from now, we'll forget about what even happened. That's just how the world goes. Everybody's pissed now, but in a few years, once he does his time, he's out of the spotlight. He'll be back. Gets out of prison. Now I'm a Muslim or whatever else he turned into in jail. And he comes back. He's young. He's 22. Even if he does 5 years in prison, he's still top of his, mid-career, top of his game, 27 years old. So I believe he'll be back. I believe he'll get a second chance. Does he deserve it? No, but I mean, he's not the only one who's done something like this. And we easily forget all the people who've done this in the past.
So I normally, and keep in mind, guys, I was just trying to play with the thing. I don't know if you guys know on the phone, if you can get Ghost, you're on the phone all the time. Can you get a Zoom setting where you could see everyone, or am I only seeing one person at a time?
Never on the phone.
Ghost on his computer.
I'm on the phone. I have the phone propped up. Right?
Ghost doesn't use his phone.
I don't know if that setting's there. If someone in the chat could let me know, that's why you saw me fucking sitting like this trying to fix it. I usually disagree with Bill in a lot of these situations. I disagree with him with Gruden. I don't think he gets another chance in the NFL. All these social justice ones, I don't think they get another chance in the NFL. I'm in 1,000% agreement with Bill on this one. I don't think there's even a question that he's back in the NFL. I mean, dude, you have players who come back from fucking murder charges, rape charges, fucking Plaxico Burress fucking had a gun in a nightclub and fucking that went off and shot himself. Like, I mean, listen, someone died in this situation. It's horrible. We're not here to virtue signal about make sure you don't drink and drive. That's not what this show's about. So, but yeah, he's 100% going to get back, dude. He's 22 years old. Even if he did 4 years, he could do 7 years and he'll still come back at 29. I mean, he's so young and so talented. I don't think there's a single fucking chance in the world that Henry Ruggs is not back on a football field.
Yeah, I agree.
And I can't see you guys, keep in mind, so I can't call on you if I see you guys. So if you got something, just jump in.
We, like I said, this has happened before. Other cases have happened similar. It's just in the spotlight right now. Everybody's pissed. You got to remember he's 22. He'll be back.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be back. Let's move over to Odell Beckham before we get to Aaron Rodgers, because I see people filing in. Want to make sure that we do that. And Healy, do you have anything to tell the people that are here right now before we get to all the bets?
They got to hit the like button if they want the free bets. That's for sure.
How many do we have to get to?
125.
Oh, whoa.
Wow, Healy
coming over the top with 125 likes needed in order to fucking get bets today. It's usually 100. Healy's pissed off. He must have had an embarrassing loss last night or something at a baseball game. He seems angry today. So keep in mind, we will be giving away a free Stay Cashin shirt. So the Stay Cashin shirts are up. I also want to announce that I will be spending most of the day today making a lot of the staff shirts. So we'll be having those coming out soon too. So that's a little surprise there. But we will take one person who retweeted the tweet on Twitter. So if you haven't done that, make sure you do it now. Who retweeted the tweet and is in the chat. So I will try and get my Twitter up here so that we can do that. We'll do that towards the end of the show. We'll give away one of those shirts. Not to mention, good news on the shirt stuff. We actually have it so that it's a 3-day turnaround. So we have the factory all lined up. All the ducks are in a row. They're comfortable as fucking all hell. The whole chat's been saying the same thing. You can chime in here. But it's actually now a 3-day turnaround on the shirts. So now that we had the first batch out, we'll be churning these things out. So you'll get them within the week. So that's exciting news there too. So hit that like button and get ready. Ghost, what did you mumble?
They should follow the account too. I noticed followers are could be up there. So if you're retweeting, just click the follow button as well.
Yeah, that's another thing. We're going to be doing some giveaways on the Stay Cashin Twitter account. So that's at 981 followers right now. We need 19 followers to get to 1,000. So let's get to that before the end of the show.
The link is in the description.
What's that?
The link is in the description.
In which in the show on the YouTube?
On the YouTube. Just click the link in the YouTube description. You can just follow right from there. All the social medias are there.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you follow all those guys. So now that baseball's ending, we're going to have a little more time to do some fun stuff. Now we have a little more free time with no baseball. We're down to just a few sports. So the Odell Beckham thing, this kind of fucking got buried because of the Rodgers and Ruggs stuff. But it looks like Beckham's out in Cleveland, Healy.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the coach basically said he's off the team. So they're moving forward without him. I know you've had a few famous rants on Odell Beckham on this particular show earlier in the season, and it holds true. He was talented coming out, but outside of a few highlight reel catches, like he hasn't been that great. He had pretty much one good season in my opinion. So he'll kind of just float around for a few more years, probably go jump from team to team, become a distraction, and then ultimately just play himself out of the league.
Yeah, I got to give credit to one of my former co-hosts and partners, me and Jeff Mans, when we were on Sirius Radio. We were teeing the fuck off on Odell Beckham. And Healy, that's what you're referencing, I'm assuming. I was just going in on this motherfucker constantly, year after year. He's a fucking cancer. He's a guy you don't want on your team. The Giants got rid of him. It's addition by subtraction. He's just a horrible person. He's completely a head case. He's the most overrated receiver possibly in NFL history.
Nope.
Go on, Bill.
You're wrong.
Okay, well, let me show you something here from a fantasy perspective. This is the year that I started making.
Odell's father put out a whole highlight film of Odell wide open. He is not. They're not throwing him the ball. They're not throwing him the ball.
Part of the problem with that.
They're not throwing him the ball. He has a problem. They don't like each other. He's not throwing him the ball.
Okay, and why does Odell have this problem?
Guy can catch a fucking anything that's thrown to him in the world. He's probably one of the most talented receivers in the NFL. Granted, he has a little bit of a problem. Who knows? But he's going to go to a team. He's going to catch on. He'll be back to 1,000-yard receiver. He's too talented.
He's a cancer, and that is part of the problem, dude. Why every team Odell goes to does he claim that no one throws him the ball?
Well, where did he do good? He did good on the Giants with Eli, correct?
Okay, and let me go through this.
And where did he do bad? He did bad on a quarterback who didn't throw him the ball, who's shitty. He has no respect. He needs to go to a team with a quarterback who's older, who he respects, and throws him the ball, and then I believe he'll be great again.
My rant on Odell Beckham, that he was the most overrated receiver in the NFL, and this was a fantasy sports show, so it was obviously speaking from a fantasy perspective why I avoid him, was actually in 2016. And here's the issue with Odell Beckham. Here was his 2016 game logs. This is him every year. He had 1,400 receiving yards that year. 1,400. Okay, 1350.
That sounds overrated to me.
1367. Guess how many games over 100 yards he had that year?
Sounds overrated.
4. The whole entire year. He does all of his productivity in one play per game where he breaks a 70-yard slant, or 3 games a year where he catches for 222 yards, 150 yards, 100, 121. The rest of his games that year, 73, 86, 23, 56, 49, 46, 46, 96, 97, 64, 44, 94, 28, 93. That's not the best receiver in the NFL. That's a guy who catches a bunch of fucking 70-yard slants, 50-yard slants, has 4 monster games a year because he catches 2 of them, and the rest of the time he's fucking 6 for 60. He's never been a consistent wide receiver. He's never put work in practice. Every quarterback that's played with him says he runs the wrong routes all the time. So that's probably half the reason he's fucking open so much, because the play's designed to go this way and he's fucking running that way. He's a cancer, dude. You can't have this many problems on this many teams. Baker Mayfield was his best friend. Eli Manning is the most low-key person in the world. Everywhere this dude goes, he's a fucking cancer, and I'm glad this is happening to him.
Yeah, I agree with you. And talking about catching everything, he has some pretty blatant drops this year.
But I mean, he almost led the league in drops one year.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone talks about the fucking one-handed catches. He drops balls right in his chest all the time. It was literally, when he played for the Giants, it was the reason Giants fans hated him, because he would go and fucking catch something one-handed in the back corner of the end zone, toe tapping, and then he would drop a ball right in his hands on 3rd and 5 when they needed the first down to win the game. He's a mental midget. He needs to be with the Kardashians. That's what he wants to do. That's what he needs to do. Just give him his reality show. Stick him on the fucking Texans or the Falcons or something like that. Let him go pile up stats and never win anything, because that's the type of player he is. He's trash. Ghost, any take on him?
I can't stand him. I never liked him. I don't bet on teams that he's on specifically because of him. And I actually enjoyed reading the coach telling him to stay home.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
I mean, listen, he was great in 2014, 15, and then he became a cancer, and then he's been shit since. I mean,
I love when people who think
14, 15, 16, 17. He was great all those years.
17, he had 302 yards.
Because he got injured. Played fucking 2
How
games.
was he great that year?
All right. It was still great just because he didn't get
He
hurt.
had 3 good years. Started
All
off
right.
good
He was
for
great in
years.
18. He was great in 19. I mean,
He had 1,000 yards, dude. 1,000 yards is
1,000
nothing
yard
for a
receiver.
wide receiver.
Oh, really? All right. Let's
Yeah,
go.
really. It's the modern day NFL. 1,000 yards isn't an accomplishment anymore. That's not a big deal to get 1,000 yards in a 16-game season. It's like fucking 60 yards a game. Like that doesn't make you elite. It's not fucking 1999 where quarterbacks were throwing for 2,800 yards.
And especially if he's the number one, he's the big number one and the high paid guy. Like, you have to be putting up 1,500 plus yards, with those kind of contracts. That he's
All right. There was 18 receivers in the NFL who got over 1,000 yards. That's not elite. I mean, you guys are talking out your ass.
What do you mean?
That's
18 receivers in the NFL. There's 30 teams. What are you talking about?
Okay, that means pretty much every team
He's
in the
fucking
NFL.
elite, you moron. What are you
So
talking
if you go
about?
down to
1,000 yards is
900 yards,
elite. 1,000
So if you go
yards
down to
is an elite
900
receiver.
they have
How are we saying that it's not?
So if Cole Beasley at 967,
All right,
is he
bro,
elite?
Listen, you can't talk your way out of something so stupid that you said 1,000 yards isn't elite. I mean, that's the
It's not
dumbest thing I've
elite.
heard since fucking the stupid New Jersey vote. This is retarded.
1,000 yards is good. It's
I
not
don't know.
elite.
Good.
1,000 yards is I think the 1,000 yards is equivalent of batting 300 in
18 players in the NFL, 18 receivers. 18 did it last year. 18.
Okay. So that means
18.
that means
so one for basically every 2 teams,
okay.
basically.
So
It's
is
down to
T. Higgins,
1.25
T.
for every
Higgins
2.
elite? Is Robert Woods elite? Is Cole Beasley elite? Is T. Higgins elite? Is Marvin Jones elite? Because those guys all had 980.
Just per their stat. No, Tommy, you said 1,000-yard receiver. I'm talking
It's
about
not
1,000
elite.
yards.
It's
1,000-yard receiver.
It's good.
It's a milestone.
It's a thing. It's good.
And the
It's
guy
not
did it
elite.
every year that he got passes thrown to him.
It's not elite, dude. And look at his targets. He fucking led the league in targets almost his whole career. It's not elite, dude. He's not an elite wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. He's talented, but it's not worth the cancer in the locker room.
Is Diggs elite?
Diggs is elite.
Kelsey.
Yeah, he's borderline.
Kelsey?
Yeah.
Hopkins?
Yeah.
How are you
Monte.
saying this with a question?
Calvin
Bill,
Ridley?
Kelsey had
Metcalf?
1,400
Hill,
yards.
Waller? Moore?
Bill,
Cooks?
hold on. Stop.
Cooper? Anderson? They're all elite. They all got 1,000 yards.
No, they all got 13 to 1,500. Read the numbers. Diggs, 1,500. Kelsey, 1,400. Hopkins, 1,400.
How many
Devontae
NFL?
Adams,
How
1,400.
many receivers are in the NFL, Tommy? How many?
But that's
That's
what makes
elite.
him elite, Bill.
Elite is
players.
top 5 at your position.
18
Top 10,
players. Did
Listen,
it.
I agree.
18
1,000
players.
yards is a good accomplishment. It doesn't make them elite.
It doesn't make you elite.
Okay.
It's not an elite number. An
All right.
elite number is 1,400. That's an
Okay.
elite number.
Okay.
There's
That's
like saying a team
32.
is
There's
top
32
10.
number one wide receivers in the NFL.
Okay.
18 of them had 1,000 yards. That doesn't make you elite. You're not making the Pro Bowl with 1,000 yards.
Okay.
1,400, 1,300, 1,500. That's elite nowadays.
All right. So for 3 seasons, he was elite, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So he's an elite receiver, correct?
No.
Oh, no. So 3
No,
years.
he was in 2015. Is
Okay.
Andy Dalton an elite quarterback because he threw for 4,000 yards 8 years ago?
Okay.
He was. We're not talking about Odell Beckham in
So
2015.
five years out of the 7 years he's played, he's gotten over 1,000 yards. 3 of them, he's gotten over 1,300 yards. And the last 2 years, he hasn't had the ball thrown to him.
He
So
hasn't had. He
he's
hasn't
not
had.
elite. He's
What
not
do you mean
elite.
he hasn't had the ball thrown to him?
He hasn't had the ball thrown to him.
Why? Because he had 133 targets in his first year with the
I mean,
Browns.
you don't go from a guy who gets 77 receptions in 1 year to fucking 23 the next year for 319 yards. Something's wrong.
Him.
Oh, it's him?
Yeah.
Whole argument.
He's not good. He's not good. He sucks.
No one said he
He's a
sucks, Bill. We
cancer.
said he's a cancer.
Listen, elite to me is being top 18 at any position that played in the National Football League.
Is
You
it
are-
coincidentally because you just saw he
You
was
are
18?
elite.
Bill.
So
Yeah, I
Matt,
mean, that's,
Matt Ryan's an elite quarterback.
yeah.
Top 8.
Is Matt Ryan elite, Bill?
He's a Hall of Famer. Of course he's elite. Hall of
Is he
Famer.
elite?
Not right
Is Odell
now.
Beckham a Hall of
Not
Famer?
right now. Years ago he was.
Okay, so same thing with Beckham. Not right now.
Put him on a team that's actually going to throw him the ball, and then we'll see, won't we?
Well, they already
if he
did that, and
goes
that
to a
team got-
team, if he goes to a team,
But
another
Bill,
team
why
plays,
aren't they
and
throwing
he
him the ball?
sucks, then I'll
Why
say
aren't they throwing him the ball?
they don't like each other. I don't fucking know. I don't
Isn't
know.
that
What
No
the
one
whole-
likes him.
I don't know what's in Baker Mayfield's head. Maybe he can't get the ball down the field. Sucks.
Isn't that the whole argument? Everywhere he goes, he causes problems, and he sucks because of it.
I mean, over 1,300 yards a year for 3 years. I don't think sucks, but maybe
And that was fun. Bill, that's 2016.
maybe what I say things sucks. I guess you guys need what 2,000 yards a year receiving. To
Bill,
be
that
great?
was 2016. It was fucking 5-6 years ago. And I just read you the game logs from the 2016 season. He had 4 games over 100.
2019. He had 1,000 yards, Tommy. So I mean, I think that's pretty goddamn good.
And I'm telling you that 133 targets in 16 games and 1,000 yards is not elite.
Okay. Well, I disagree.
Yeah, well, all right. On to Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers, everyone is calling selfish right now. I know we'll have another debate here. So everyone's calling Aaron Rodgers selfish because he obviously didn't get the vaccine. I said he didn't get the vaccine in the preseason because I heard the way he answered the question. I mean, it was the same thing that Kyrie Irving did, Bill. We talked about the same thing with Irving. The way that they answered the question, you could tell if they got it or not. And they said, did you get the vaccine? And he said, yeah, I was immunized or whatever. Like, it was a weird way to answer it. I was shocked no one went back to it. But so Aaron Rodgers obviously didn't get the vaccine because he's going to be missing 10 days. And the only way you can miss 10 days is if you're unvaccinated because they're basically fucking treating unvaccinated people like fucking Satan on football fields. Not to mention that he just played a game fucking a couple days ago. He's had COVID, and now they're saying there's no close contacts. Like, he played a game with fucking his whole entire team in the locker room, hanging out, walkthroughs on Monday, fucking eating together. The whole fucking thing is retarded, but everyone's calling him selfish because he made a personal choice not to get vaccinated. And the funniest part of all this, and I'll go on a soapbox here for just 30 seconds. Everyone who's calling him selfish for not getting vaccinated, for making a personal choice on his own health, will also agree there's at least a 1% chance the vaccine can do physical health harm to him going forward, right? Notice the weighting of that statistic there for Aaron Rodgers, because I haven't heard one person, and you won't all week, pray for Aaron Rodgers on TV. I haven't heard Stephen A., all these people who virtue signal all over the TV that you got to get the vaccine, it's dangerous, you're going to die. I haven't heard one of them say, we're really hoping Aaron Rodgers is okay. We're really hoping he comes out of this all right. Do you know why? Because they all know for 100% fact that Aaron Rodgers is fine, going to be playing video games for 10 days, be a little sick, and be on the field in 10 days. That's why. So why is no one saying we're worried about him? We hope he's okay. You know, it sucks he didn't get vaccinated, but God, he didn't get vaccinated. He has COVID. He may die now. Why does that all go away? And all anyone's talking about is fucking Jordan Love. Anyone?
Here's what pissed me off, and this came out early in the season. When Ron Rivera came out and said that he was disappointed in his team that they all didn't choose to get the vaccination because of his own health concerns. Why wasn't he concerned about every unvaxxed player on that team who didn't get the vaccine for their own health concerns? That's where they lose me. That's where I want no part of this. And anybody who tries to argue different, you get it, you don't get it, I don't care. But don't fucking sit there and press people for making their own personal choice for not doing it. That's where I lost it with the Ron Rivera situation.
Yeah. Haley, how could you be selfish for making a personal choice?
You can't be. Yeah, and the whole close contact thing, it's bizarre because I also saw reports that they said Rodgers is like one of the few guys that they know on the team that's unvaccinated that does not wear a mask, like on the sidelines where there's other ones that do. And it's just bizarre that there's no other close contacts in this situation.
Yeah. Where is everyone? Bill, where is everyone? He wasn't around anyone for 3 days? How does no one else close contact to the quarterback of the football team?
Yeah, I don't. Stupid.
What's your take on this whole situation?
I'm not getting involved. Next topic.
You're sitting this one out?
Yep.
All right. Bill's sitting this one out. So anyone in the chat who wants to chime in, this is basically just the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. The fact that he has a different set of rules because he didn't get vaccinated to another player who did get vaccinated is just mind-boggling. I mean, when you're cleared from COVID physically, shouldn't you be eligible to play? Why if someone who's unvaccinated when they test negative multiple times doesn't get to play, and someone who was vaccinated tests negative multiple times does get to play? Why is there a different set of rules? Does anyone know the answer to this?
Those are the rules they set up at the beginning of the season.
But did they make any sense?
No, it doesn't matter if it makes sense. We knew this before the season started.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, nothing's changed. Those were the rules 3 months ago, and those are the rules now.
I know.
It's
It's
a way to try and push people who don't get the vax and don't want to sit out. There are those people that are going to sit on the fence and go ahead and get it so they don't have to worry about that time frame. Maybe a small percentage of it, but it does work on certain people, and that's why they put these things in place.
Yeah, and I don't want to hear his stupid mouth about how their fucking organization. He's been a team player for all these years, and now he's not a team player. So
well, you can't say that, Bill.
You can't say he's not a team player.
He said that.
For making a choice.
He said it. So
Who said
Aaron Rodgers said he was a team player all these years. They mistreated him. He knew the rules. He chose
your personal health has nothing to do with being a team player.
Chose not to follow the rules, so he knows if he got.
That doesn't make him not a team player.
It doesn't make him not a team player.
He took the chance to sit out.
Do you think it makes him not a team player by not getting the vax?
It makes him not fully. I don't think that his decision is going to affect the team. That's what I think.
So and do you think he did that for selfish reasons because he said fuck this team?
I don't know. I don't know him.
Well, I mean, obviously, if someone's not getting the vaccine, they must have some sort of personal belief, whether it's right or wrong, that the vaccine could be more dangerous to me than not getting.
I don't know what his beliefs are, but
right. So how could you call him not a team player if you don't know his beliefs?
I'm telling you, that's my belief. That's what I believe.
I mean, that's the stuff that drives me insane. Is OBJ a team player? Is Beckham? Who's more of a team player? Beckham or Rodgers?
I don't know. Ghost?
Bill, I'd like to hear your take on this.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
We have already answered.
I mean, listen, if you guys all want to
I say Rodgers.
We all want to have a show where we all agree on it. This is what's going to happen. Go ahead. Let's go. Next.
I say Rodgers is more of a team player.
It's fun this way, guys, right? It's fun.
What are you talking about? Here we go.
It's fun.
Here we
all
go.
have the same beliefs,
What's
right?
your personal opinion? Do you have a personal opinion?
Fun, guys, right?
Do you
What are you
have
talking-
Well, when you guys say your stupid opinions, I don't come out there and yell at you like idiots.
We're asking. You're not giving
I'm
it.
just gonna
So we
sit
can't
here.
argue.
That's how it's gonna go. That's how it's
can't
gonna go.
argue.
Obviously, I don't believe the same as you fuck retards. So you know I'm gonna get mad. So I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna sit here and we'll all agree, and then that'll be the show. It'll be great, and we all agree.
So we can't debate back and forth what your opinion versus
Dude,
mine
you know what? There's no debate. You're just like, Bill, you're wrong. I can't believe you said that.
Bill, where
No,
did the
I can't
words
believe you
"you're
said that.
wrong"
I
come out
can't
of my
believe
mouth?
it. I can't
Where'd they
believe
come
it.
out?
Let me get 4 of my friends to come on here who
Where'd
believe
they
like
come
me,
out? Where'd they
and then
come
we
out of
can
my mouth?
talk. And then we
You're
can
wrong.
talk.
You're wrong, Bill.
I'm wrong. Okay. I'm
No,
wrong.
you're saying I told you you're wrong. When did
I'm
I
wrong.
say you're wrong?
You just said it 3 seconds ago. Let's rewind it.
Rewind it. Tommy may have said it.
I love when Bill gets fired up.
I love
All right.
Tommy.
So next topic. So let's go on to the World Series recap. The Healy, I'm going to target you on this one. What do you think of the World Series?
Cheers, so I won't get fined.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I guess my prediction of who was going to win was incorrect. I probably watched about 3 innings of combined in the World Series. So I would say I enjoyed the World Series.
Do you feel like you're being attacked right now, or you're about to be?
No, not at all.
No.
I mean,
Do you apologize for calling me a donkey?
no, I'm pretty sure I didn't say donkey. Go to the tape, as Bill would say.
So me and Ghost were on the right side of the World Series. The Atlanta Braves take down the Houston Astros. Ghost, would you like to take a victory lap?
You know what? I'll take a humble victory lap. Was confident, enjoyed it. They were wrong. What can we say? What
Yeah.
can we say?
I mean, we're right. Bill, what do you think, Bill?
Yeah, it was a good series. What more can you say? Baseball.
Do you want to give me and
I
Ghost
will
our brother?
say, hold on, just to build off what it wasn't that great of a series. I don't think. I think it was one of the worst ones we've seen in a little while. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would have.
Someone said in the chat during the Bill rant, this is for free content. Imagine what you're missing behind the 4 deep paywall. Those fights go on for hours into the night, and it usually leads to someone logging off and fucking cursing at each other and then coming back and screaming. So yes, 4deepbets.com. If you like those fights, we have them every night in the 4deepbets Discord. I was ecstatic that the Astros lost because they're a bunch of cheating pieces of shit and they cost the Yankee multiple World Series. I was ecstatic because I thought it was a no-brainer. The Braves are just a better team. You could argue that the Astros have better players, but the Braves were a better team. They were playing better. They were motivated. They seemed like they were in it for a cause. They seemed like they had that little destiny feel. They lost Acuna and then continued to go forward, and everyone was picking each other up. And the thing I liked about them is Bill said going into the Astros series, if Brantley and if Altuve and Bregman hit, they're going to win the series, right? The beauty of the Braves is you didn't need anyone to hit. There was 9 guys on that team who could have picked up and did pick up throughout the whole series. On here, it was, I said Braves in 6. I actually thought I said Braves in 5. So I can't even victory lap that as much as I wanted to because I thought I was on Braves in 5. But, we gave you Soler was plus 3,300. We talked about that. We talked about Freeman, and we talked about Rosario as the MVP props. And all those guys were right there up until the last 2 games. So it really was spread out. I agree with Ghost, though. I don't think it was a very good World Series. I thought it sucked. I thought, Bill, we were talking about it every fucking game. There was no hits. No one was getting any hits. It was just fucking walks the whole fucking time.
Yeah, there was nothing even to bet on except for totals and stuff like that. It was a lot of defensive plays, a lot of good defensive plays. Other than that, shitty pitching, shitty starting pitching. I don't even know if any starter went like 7 or 8. Did they? Maybe 1.
I think
Freed might have gone 6.
When the hell is there a World Series where a starter, one of your starters doesn't go 7 innings, at least 8 innings? It's crazy.
Well, Charlie Morton would have gone 8 innings twice if he didn't break.
I think they got to change. Baseball's got to change.
And one MVP.
Baseball's got to change. Do something about, the relievers, all this bullshit. Leave the starter in. It's ruining the game. Them only going 3 innings, bringing all these guys in. It's hard enough for the hitters to hit now, than to face 10 pitchers in the game.
Yeah, the frustrating thing I think about the World Series when you look at it, Healy, was in every single game of the World Series, outside of one, that 9-5 game that was 2 games ago, where the Braves started off 4-0 and then Astros came back and curb stomped it. In every single game of the World Series, there was at least one team who scored 2 runs or less. So it was 7-0, 3-2, 2-0, 7-2, 6-2. We didn't get any of those we got one game that was 9-5. And even that game, the Braves went up 4-0 and then Houston just ran out 9 runs. We didn't get any of those back and forth kind of slugfest games we thought we'd get that finish, 8-7 or something. And each team has a lead. It was kind of whoever got out first just pretty much coasted. And it was basically 1 or 2 big hits that meant everything for that game, which I thought was odd, really.
Yeah, it certainly lacked the overall excitement that we've seen in World Series past or even playoff series past. But kind of one just highlight, it goes to show you the Braves, just fantastic management and ownership mid-season when they made all those moves to pick up those outfielders when Acuna went down. I thought that was just fantastic from an organization perspective that paid off for them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. That now you see how important the trade deadline really is to teams making that push. I think it's more important than the actual offseason. And this team's been well put together the last 2 years. The addition of Will Smith, they really went out and got key quality guys that piece this team together as a whole. And that's where the Astros lacked it. They went in with a weak starting rotation, guys way too young, inexperienced, 2 guys over the hill, and that was the difference for them.
I kind of disagree. The Braves were in the worst division in baseball. Got lucky. They got hot at the right time. Look who they played. Look who they played all those games against. 19 games against the Mets. The Phillies.
The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Phillies were the worst. The Dodgers didn't hit the playoffs, Tommy. That's it. They got cold.
They beat the Dodgers.
The Dodgers ran into the 2 best teams in baseball. They ran into the Giants. They ran into St. Louis,
the Braves,
and they beat them, right? So would you say they're an elite team that beat the Cardinals and the Giants?
I'm talking about the regular season. The reason they got there is because they're in the worst division in baseball. Any one of those teams could have got there and got hot. The team, if DeGrom was healthy, I think the Mets could have got there. That division stinks. The Rays got lucky getting into the playoffs. They got lucky for getting home field in the playoffs. They should be reseeded. That's stupid. Why should a team who wins 106 games have to go to another team and have, disadvantage? Stupid. LA was disadvantaged right from the start.
The same about the Giants.
The whole playoff starting is stupid. LA had to play a fucking playoff, a 1-game playoff.
We all agree it was retarded.
So it's stupid. So the Braves got lucky. They weren't the best team. They weren't the best put together.
The playoffs are
lucky.
Different atmosphere, different level.
A lot of luck.
So any team that doesn't finish first in the regular season gets lucky to win the championship?
They got lucky that 2 of the best teams who won 107 games had to play each other. And the other team had to play a fucking play-in game, and they lost their starter, and they ran into a bunch of luck. They came out of a shitty division where they trailed by like 10 games, and the other teams just fell apart. If the Mets played 500 baseball, they would have won that division.
But here's the thing.
The Mets were so far ahead that everyone in June that it was over.
No, everyone knew the Mets would choke. They choke every fucking year.
They had injuries.
Every team has injuries. Fucking the Braves lost the best player, one of the best players on the planet.
Who lost the best pitcher in baseball?
The Braves lost Acuna.
All right, he's not the best pitcher in baseball.
Well, he doesn't pitch, but he's probably the second best center fielder. Top 5 hitter in the entire world. It's not like they lost fucking.
And then they went out.
They didn't lose Jock Peterson. and they went out and fucking did shit. I mean, dude, you picked the Brewers against the Braves. They wiped them out of the gym. You picked the Dodgers against the Braves. They wiped them out of the gym. And you picked the Astros against the Braves, and they wiped them out of the gym. You can't say the Braves had an easy playoff run. They played the Brewers, the Dodgers, and the Astros.
They had an easy run getting there.
Your three favorite teams to win the World Series.
They ran into teams who were tired. I mean, the teams were bad.
Every team was tired.
Why weren't the Braves tired?
Because they had a weak division. They didn't have to play anyone down the stretch. They won the division weeks ago because the whole rest of the division sucked.
So did the Brewers.
Phillies were going to come back. The Phillies couldn't their bullpen gave up 1 million runs. It was the worst.
So did the Brewers.
Together. If the Phillies had 2 bullpen arms, they would have been in the playoffs.
I mean, so did the Brewers. Your favorite team coming into the playoffs.
The Braves had nothing to do at the end of the season. The Dodgers and the Giants had to battle.
Neither did the Brewers, though.
The Dodgers had to battle each other to the last day of the season. Then the Dodgers had to play a play-in game on 107 wins, and then they're not even on field for the playoffs. It's fucking
I know.
retarded.
And the Brewers were your
I'm
pick.
just telling you, the
Braves. You said the Braves were terrible at home. So wouldn't that be in the Dodgers'
they had a
favor?
shitty record at home.
So wouldn't that have been in the Dodgers' favor for them to be in Atlanta?
The Dodgers were beat. They were done. They won 100. They put everything into winning 106 games.
No, that's not how baseball works.
Okay.
That's not how baseball works. The play-in game was
the Braves with their 85 wins in their fucking worst division in the world, where they were down by 10 games because everybody choked in front of them, were the best team in baseball. Okay.
I mean, the home field advantage obviously didn't matter because you said the Braves suck at home. So therefore, the home field advantage.
Obviously, it did matter.
It did.
It doesn't matter what I say. It obviously mattered.
Well, I mean, you like the Brewers to wipe the Braves out of the playoffs round 1, and the Brewers were well rested coming in. They had that division locked up.
They sucked. I mean, it's a playoff. It's a baseball.
No, the Braves ran through them.
3 teams. You can lose 3 games in a row. I mean, it happens. It happens. I mean, I don't think that first series should be 5 games.
All right, so then why don't you say the same about the Astros, who had one of the weakest divisions in the AL? They had to go into and play a Boston team
because they're there every year. Because they're there every year. It doesn't matter. They're there every
because their division sucks every year, Bill.
Luke, they're there every single year.
Because their division sucks every single year. Okay. Seattle, Oakland, the Angels, and the Rangers. You could make the same case that the only reason the Astros are there every year is because they play no one the whole entire fucking year, and they're rested, freshened at home, and cheating on top of that. You could do the same thing for the Patriots in the NFL during their run. When they were in a division with the Jets and Bills and Dolphins.
Patriots made the playoffs. They won their division every year because the rest of the teams were garbage.
Exactly.
They got 8 wins. They got 8 wins a season because we were their starting quarterbacks of the other teams.
Of course. Same with the Astros.
Still got to do what you do in the playoffs, and it's a whole different season.
Yeah, same with the Astros.
They had a lot of luck to get there.
Astros are in the worse division than the Braves, and it's not even close.
What?
Astros. Dude, the Braves had the Phillies, the Mets, a mildly approved Marlins team, the fucking Mariners and fucking Angels and Rangers and fucking A's. That division sucks, the West.
First of all, you were all over Seattle as one of the best teams. You loved them.
They're scrappy. They were scrappy.
Oakland is there every single year, so I don't know how they suck. And Trout didn't play the whole season, and they had the MVP of baseball on that team.
If Trout
played, that season would have been totally different.
The Brewers scored 6 runs in 4 games. You're saying that's lucky for Atlanta?
Yeah, they had nothing to play for weeks. They got tired and they ran into a slump. Happens.
What are you saying right now?
Happens.
What are you saying?
Bill, they didn't even go to
You just said the Braves had to. You just said the Braves had to do the same thing.
It's baseball.
Yeah. Bill,
it's baseball.
Takes are insane.
It's baseball.
You just said the Braves had to coast through the rest of the season. Now you're saying the Brewers had to coast through the rest of their season.
I never said the Brewers had to coast through. I just said they won the division early. They won the division early.
You said the Brewers put up 4 runs. What'd I say? 6 runs in 4 games. 6 runs in 4 games. And you're saying the only reason that happened was because the Brewers had to coast through the end of their season.
No, I said the Brewers slumped for 3 games. That's what happened. It's baseball. Teams slump. It happened.
So that's what it is. So the Braves slumped. Pitching, The Braves pitching had nothing to do with that.
No, they slumped at that time. It happened.
So the Brewers slumped, the Braves slumped, and the Astros.
Why didn't the
Brewers
Yankees
slumped.
win? Why didn't the Yankees
The
win?
Braves held
All right,
the
let's go.
Dodgers
Next
to
topic.
2 runs or less in
Next.
1,
Next topic.
2, and
Next.
3. Next topic. Anytime Bill doesn't want to hear what he has to hear, next topic.
Next.
Next topic, Tommy. Next topic.
Next topic. NBA free bets.
The Braves are the best
Put the
team
nail
in
in the
baseball,
coffin.
guys.
Bury
Braves are
him
the
right
best
now.
team in baseball. They didn't
Bury
get any
him.
help in the playoffs.
They did by their bats.
Yeah, their worst
They held the Dodgers
worst
to
record
2
in the
runs
playoffs had
in
home field
3 of
advantage
those
all
6
the way
games.
through.
But that's luck because the Dodgers were tired. Everyone
You know what's
was
the
tired.
beauty?
No, because the
You know what's
Dodgers
the
played
beauty?
the 2 best teams in baseball.
You know what's the beauty of this, by the way? And I'll end it on
That's
this
why they
because
couldn't.
there's no debating it. Bill is right. They shouldn't have had home field advantage throughout. Lucky for them, it didn't matter because there wasn't a single game that went to the deciding game 7, which was their extra home game. So they didn't play one series where that extra home game mattered. So technically, they didn't have home field throughout. They had the same amount of home and road games as the other teams because they didn't have to fucking get to that
It
game
didn't
because they were
matter
that
that the
good.
Dodgers won 106 games, had to play a play-in game and lost their starter, and then they had to play the Giants, who was also the best team. It didn't matter.
And-
The Braves
and they
got
got-
the Braves just coasted through. They didn't play anyone.
They didn't play anyone. Played the Astros, the Brewers, and the Dodgers. Probably the toughest.
Because by
playoff
the time
run.
they got to the Dodgers were dead.
I know,
gone.
they were tired. They were tired.
Scherzer
I
had a dead arm, bro. They had
Yeah.
a dead. Their pitchers were done. Their team was done.
Whose
They
fault
were
is
tired.
that?
They won 106 games.
They were tired. Okay, so Braves got lucky. On the NBA free bets. Healy, what do we like for tonight in the NBA?
All right, just double check and make sure we got enough likes. It looks like we did. So great job, everyone. NBA free bet. So I got one here. Couple posted in Discord for the subs already this morning. Anthony Edwards of the Timberwolves over 5.5 rebounds. He's playing against the Clippers, who are the worst rebounding team in basketball to start the season. They're allowing 63 rebounds per game to their opponents on the season, and he's just a high energy guy that doesn't give up on rebounds. He crashes the glass. He's averaging just over 8 a game on the season. I really like the pace of this game. I believe it's going to stay very competitive. There's going to be a ton of rebounding opportunities. So Anthony Edwards over 5.5 rebounds.
Edwards 5.5. All right, got that written down here. I don't want to go back to it, but I do have to mention it, Bill, that they didn't have home field against the Brewers or the Astros. So 2 of their 3 series, they actually didn't have home field advantage.
I was talking about the World Series, Sonny.
They didn't have home field in the World
I
Series.
was talking about the playoff, like the last game, the Dodgers series. That's the one that meant.
All right, that was the only one they had home field, and they shouldn't.
That's what I was talking about. It should have been reseeded.
Okay, they didn't even need it though because it finished in 6.
Are we talking about something else? That's sun.
NBA, what do you
Right
like
in
tonight,
my
Bill?
face.
What do you like tonight?
Like I can't see because of the sun from Ghost Camera. I mean, it's
I
like
can't even see Ghost
I
Camera.
can't see Ghost. I just see a sun ball.
But I put it on him. I don't even see him because I only see your stupid face. I can't even see him. Bill, what do you like in the NBA tonight? I
I'm on
fucking
the
regret. I
I'm on the
regret not betting my Heat last night. That pissed me
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, all 3 of mine cashed on to Thursday. I'm on the Knicks tonight. Early on, I think it's big game for the Knicks. You say early games don't matter. I think it does. Coming off, with the loss and everything, I think the Knicks need to win this game. They were up by 10 the other night and blew a lead. They've blown leads at the ends of games. We got to see what the Knicks are made of on the road tonight in Indiana.
See, I don't know if it's a bit. I don't think there's big games early in the year, really, especially against the 2-6, Pacers team. But I mean, listen, every game's a big game right now for Knicks fans, just because this is the time where you're actually going to be thinking championship until December comes and every Knicks fan realizes they're a 5 seed, and then they get bounced in the first or second round and go back to normal. But for right now, every game's big for the Knicks because every Knicks fan thinks they're winning the fucking championship. So
I mean, pretty soon we'll be 20 games in, then we'll be 40 games in, and we'll be 50 in. And when does it start to matter?
I see drip
When does it
down. I
start
see
to
drip
matter?
down. I mean, every game matters on some level, but every game matters, but nothing's a big game this early in the year.
Knicks aren't a team where guys just take off. They don't care about the regular season. Every game's important to this team.
Yeah, that's what I said. Every game matters. They all count the same, but it's not a big game, right? Like the 2-6 Pacers isn't a big game. That's just what it was.
big game in the standings. We can't fall that much far down if we want to have top 4 seed.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen. What about the Nets tonight? Nets playing the Hawks. Anyone have a take on that? Nets laying 5. I mean, this Nets team I don't think is very good, honestly. But any take on this game?
Last game, I teased them last game. I think I'm going to tease them again tonight. I think they had a tough schedule to start. I think there's a good spot where they kind of rebound. If I can get them money line in a teaser, -0.5, -1, I like it.
Haley?
Yeah, and the Hawks might be without John Collins tonight as well. Obviously hurt them in the front court a little bit. They are a fairly deep team, but without Collins, it would be one of their better kind of all-around players that would obviously favor the Nets as well.
Okay, and what about the other ESPN game tonight? That's the early ESPN game at 7:30. The other big ESPN game tonight, the Hornets taking on the Warriors. Seems like it should be a nice little fun same game parlay prop bonanza, right? With these two teams going at it, Haley. But what's you got a little overview of this game?
Yeah, I mean, this one, like you said, it should be extremely competitive, fast pace. Both of them are top 5 in the league in terms of pace. I think this one sets up pretty well. You have Miles Bridges playing really great basketball for Charlotte. LaMelo over his last 2 finally getting some additional minutes. The coach is finally allowing him to play over 30. If he can keep his hands to himself, stay out of foul trouble, he can be in line for a pretty nice game here. And then on the Warriors side, it's pretty straightforward. It's Steph Curry and Draymond Green continuing to kind of run the show for that team.
Yeah. So do you think you'll have anything on the site for this?
Yeah, I actually do have a prop play on that game already posted to the site.
All right, cool. For deepbets.com, get over there. You can get in for as little as $19. DFS side, $14 to try for a few days. It's under $40 for the week, under $30 on the DFS side. And then you could obviously come in and join us for the month, join us for the rest of the year, whatever you guys choose. Just come hang out and fuck with us. There is a couple college football games tonight, Bill. I don't know if you have any interest in this action. We have an ESPNU game at 7 p.m. Western Michigan, Central Michigan. Western Michigan's laying 9. And then we have Kent State versus Northern Illinois on ESPN2. You have a lean on either of these games, Bill?
Nah, I don't like. I'm not a big MAC guy this year. Every team sucks. They're all garbage.
Yeah.
Nobody really stands out. Buffalo took a major turn downward, which was my team last year, and I thought they would be just as good this year with everybody returning except for one running back, but they've been shit. And I really have no interest in any of these games. The lines are too high. 9.5 or 10 on the one game, 4 on another. It's a toss up. I'm not going to bet either one of them.
All right. I like Kent State. It's not a max play. It's not a huge play. I do like Kent State tonight though. Again, I don't like laying 3.5. So you guys could bet the spreads. Have fun with that. I'm going to be taking Kent State, probably throwing them in a parlay, maybe with the Nets, since you guys seem pretty high on the Nets. So I'll probably be doing that. Kent State money line, Nets money line. Go get that. Should be plus money. I don't know if anyone has it up. I'm totally frazzled after the fucking pre-show technology issue that I'm in. But if someone could pull up in the chat and let me know what Kent State money line, Nets money line is, I think that'll be my play for the day there. So NHL Ghost. Let's get through some NHL bets here real quick. What do you like tonight?
Yeah, the schedule continues to suck. There's only 4 games again tonight, but one of the 4 has been my favorite team this season. We made this play last show, the Hurricanes and the Blackhawks. I'm going to go right back to it tonight. I feel like this line should be -200. We're able to get them at 145. They're one of the top 2 offensively in the league. Chicago's almost worst in the league defensively. I can't see them keeping up the pace with them. Fleury should be. I'm going to be curious to see who's in net. I thought Lankinen was going to start last game. They went with Fleury. It'd be interesting to see if he starts again tonight. I haven't checked to see if it's confirmed yet. I just feel that the Hawks are going to need 4 to 5 goals to be in this game, and I don't see that happening with the way that Carolina plays defensively. They should run them all over the ice. -145. I'm gonna die on that hill. Even if they lose tonight, it's a line you gotta play.
Okay, Evan, remind me before we get out. We'll be out of here in like 5 to 7 minutes. Remind me before we get out. I got to give the shirt away. So we'll do that. We'll do that in a few minutes. Let's get over to the NFL. That was it on hockey, right, Ghost?
Yeah. Only
Okay,
4 games.
cool.
That's the one play for tonight.
All right, cool. Thursday night football game. Obviously, these have been a little bit of a mess throughout the year, these primetime games. I made a tweet the other day saying primetime games don't suck. The NFL sucks. People just don't realize it because of red zone and because there's so many games on at the same time on Sunday. Everyone keeps going, the primetime games are shit. No, every game's shit. Every game in the NFL is shit. They're all garbage, minus one, maybe two per week that aren't garbage. But Colts, Jets. Let's get excited for the Colts and Jets. Colts laying 10.5 to the Jets. Total on this one's 46, which is a little bit higher than I think most people would have expected on a game between the Colts and the Jets. Obviously, we don't have that many props out this time right now. So I'm looking right now, and I don't see that many props out there. Do you guys see a ton of props that are sitting out at these books right now? Bill, Healy?
No Jets, because I think they're waiting to confirm the status on Corey Davis. I believe he's going to sit again. It is kind of everything I've been reading, but I believe that's what they're waiting for to get those posted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the Jets side of the ball doesn't see anything. Healy, give us an overview of this game, what you're looking at, and what you may be betting on.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is one that the Colts will control. I think the Mike White flash in the pan game is behind him now. He was certainly more effective just on those underneath routes, obviously hitting Michael Carter a ton. Jamison Crowder really benefited. It kind of plays into the way the Colts want you to move the ball. They play that zone defense, give up, little dinks and dunks underneath, but they really prevent the big play and then kind of clamp down as you get across midfield. So, I think the Colts ultimately hold the Jets at bay here to under 20 points and kind of run away with this one late. Jets defense continues to kind of get scorched, particularly by opposing running backs. They've given up the most yards to opposing running backs this season at around 165 a game. So I think this is a nice spot for the Jonathan Taylor in particular for the Colts.
Okay. Bill?
I got Jonathan Taylor to close out a parlay for a touchdown. Like Healy was saying, I love Michael Carter's receiving yards over 35.5. This game is we're gonna see what Major Applewhite is. If he's decent,
Major Applewhite
game, but I think they're gonna continue the same game plan. Everything underneath. And their defense is good enough not to let up deep bombs, the Jets. So the Colts are going to it's going to be a game controlled, clock controlled game, everything underneath, running. I like what Healy said, Jonathan, with the rushing yards for Taylor. Everything should be, underneath again. I think you could get some surprise touchdowns, Mo Alley Cox or Pascal or, a couple guys. And, I like the Colts to win, but the Jets could also win the game. Is all that recorded?
So both teams can win. Got it.
I mean, Jets could win the game. 1, 2, 4, 5. Colts could win the game, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Night goes.
I'm going to be looking at Michael Carter this week. On our seasonal side of things, in our seasonal chat, I recommended Carter a few times. My seasonal buddy told me to stop trying to make Michael Carter a thing, so I'm taking that victory lap right now. We talked about him on our roundtable show last Friday. He was my end of the slate breaker that I would have played at a huge game. Not necessarily looking for a huge one this week, but I think he should be able to hit the receiving prop like Healy mentioned.
Yeah. Carter last week was one of our big plays on Sunday. I had him as a max bet. Ghost just mentioned it. I had his receiving yards over on a max bet, and after 2 plays in that game, realized, wow, they're literally running designed running back passes for him. A lot of times, when you start watching the games, the thing you want to identify with running back, slot receivers, things like that, are they just catching balls because the quarterback's under pressure and dumping it off, or are these actually designed routes? And at the beginning of that game, the Jets were actually running designed plays for Michael Carter, so that's what we got excited. We double maxed his live over receiving twice in the first half. So we 25 unit smash on Michael Carter, which saved us from a couple bad Cincinnati beats that I had. So yes, I'm on board with that too. Michael Carter over 35.5. Over the last 2 games, 17 catches, 23 targets for 162 yards. So 23 targets and 17 catches in the last 2 games. So I like his receiving yards. I like his over receptions. I'm with you on that. But I'm going to give you my favorite outside of that because I just don't want to repeat what you guys said. My favorite play, I like the Colts in Survivor. So I'm going to be using the Colts in Survivor. I think this is a big collapse game for the Jets. I think they come back down to earth in this game, and the Colts just do what they want with them on the ground. But if you have any of these, you could do it on pretty much every book in America. Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown and the Colts to win prop is only minus 140 on FanDuel. I think that's probably going to be less when it pops up at other books too, 120, 130, but I'm great with 140 on that. Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown on FanDuel is like fucking minus 260. So I'm not touching that. But a way to get that Jonathan Taylor touchdown down from 260 to a reasonable number that's playable is I'm adding the Colts to win to it. I don't see a way the Colts lose this game. I don't see a way that Jonathan Taylor doesn't get in the end zone. So I'm looking at Taylor touchdown, Colts to win, minus 140 is my play today.
Jets could win. I'm actually excited to watch this game on Thursday. Probably be fucking shit as always, but a little excited this week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bloodbath, and I'm a Jets fan. This Colts defense is very good. It's very good, and this Jets offense is not very good. So I think what we saw last week was more an example of how bad Cincinnati's defense is than how good the Jets offense is.
I don't think the Cincinnati defense is that bad, and that's why I stayed away from the Ravens that last Sunday, because the Bengals defense is a little better than people expect. I think this was just a complete letdown game, a look-ahead game, especially after coming off a big win against the Ravens.
I don't know how you don't think their defense is that bad. Like, what have you seen that's good?
I mean, my computer, I can't pull up anything right now, but they're doing what they're supposed to in the games. They're holding teams 17, 14, 20 points. They're not giving up a lot.
I
don't think they're great. I'm just saying,
no, they're bad. And I want to put it out, and they're bad. They're bad defense. Here's why. Their numbers are deceiving. When you look into their defensive numbers, they look like they've been good in certain games. They've played Detroit, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, and Chicago. Right?
Tommy, Healy has to make a call. He's got to go.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. All right, Healy.
Later.
All right. So their defense has been masked. Justin Fields and Andy Dalton in the beginning of the year, 206 total yards. Jacksonville, they let up 341 total yards. Detroit Lions, 228 total yards. So those games are like, and Pittsburgh, I mean, the Steelers offense was trash, and they put up 340 yards on them. The few real teams they've played, I mean, Baltimore put up 400 yards on them. The Packers put up 470 yards on them. Minnesota put up 340 passing yards on them. And the Jets just put up 500 total yards on them. So I think it's Fugazi, that defense. I think it's just benefited from some really weak opponents that have kind of skewed their total numbers.
They're an immature team right now. A very immature team right now. And we're seeing that, especially with Burrow himself.
Burrow, I've been shocked at Burrow. I thought Burrow has taken a slight step back this year, believe it or not. And even though everyone thinks it's great because of the connection with Chase, I think if Chase hasn't saved his ass on a couple of long balls, Burrow has looked really bad at times this year. Whereas last year,
the game we backdoor covered. That game we backdoor covered against the Niners.
He looked horrible.
3 straight picks.
Yeah. And I love him. I said he was going to be the greatest quarterback in NFL history. I fucking don't. No one loves Joe Burrow more than me. But yeah,
Justin Fields was.
Yeah. So Justin Fields, biggest piece of shit in the world. Nailed that one. All right. Final words here, guys. Before let's do the T-shirt first, and then we'll do the final words. So I want Bill Rupp to pick a number between 1 and 58.
42.
All right, you got to pick something high. All right, hold on. No, it's going to take me a second because I got to count.
Do that. I'll let whoever wins the merch, please DM me right away on Twitter. You have my handle. Make sure you get me your name and your address so I can make sure it gets
14,
out right away.
21, 28, 35. Bill Rupp.
What?
It landed on Bill Rupp.
Let's go! I win! Let's go!
I will now go to the person below that which
Bill
is
Rupp wins.
what are the fucking chances of that? And now we're gonna go to Math Grill. At Math Grill. Looks like that is Michelle at Math Grill. Michelle, are you in here? Let's see. All right, so Night Ghost, you will need to reach out to at Math Grill and get the free Stay Cashin shirt. Find out what color, size, and all that, and we will get that done for the winner. We'll be doing this a lot on these shows, guys. I like our line. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Tech nerd, mom, wife, foodie, and a girl, Michelle. All right, so Michelle wins the free shirt in the chat. But what are the chances that lands on fucking Bill Rupp? Such bullshit. Such bullshit. All right, final words, Night Ghost.
Final words, Canes tonight, money line pick. We will have a few more plays, so make sure you go try out the 3-day pass to get the rest of them.
All right. Bill Rupp, you do not get a t-shirt.
Kane tonight, money line pick. Go check out the website.
You're going to be harassing me for your free Stay Cash.
I should get that t-shirt. That's bullshit.
We're never going to hear the end of this.
Let's
That
go!
day, I swear to God, it landed on your fucking. I was like, dude, you got to be kidding me.
Should.
All right. For Evan, for Healy, for Night Ghost, and Bill Rupp, I am Tommy G. Good luck. Phil Murphy really lost the election no matter what the outcome is. Stay cashing, motherfuckers.
Let's go!